I picked the right major, 800 on the SAT. Don't look back. Don't look back. Should I wait in my dorm room for the roommate that I haven't met yet? Should I call my mom? Take me back to Virginia. North Carolina's not for me. Imposter syndrome. I had a plan. We had it mapped out. But that plan was, what am I going to do in the first 2 weeks, first month, first 6 months of my college career? Not what I'm going to do the first 15 minutes on a new campus, a foreign land. No brother to talk to, no uncle to talk to, no dad to confide in, just myself and my thoughts. Let's go to the student union. That's where all the people are. Let's go to the cafeteria. I'm hungry, but I'm nervous. I'm not gonna hold anything down. Should I go to the library? I always told myself that's where I'm gonna find my college sweetheart, the library. But wait a minute, I'm not ready, I'm too shy. Where am I? Indecisiveness. I didn't like calculus in high school, so why did I choose engineering? Parents said that's where the money is. Maybe I should change my major before orientation. See, all these thoughts I went through in the first 15 minutes on the campus of A&T, I couldn't even decide to go to the CAF or the student union, so I started walking to the CAF. Don't make eye contact with anybody, head on the ground, lack of self-confidence. My dad taught me better than this. Why am I feeling this way? So as I get closer to the CAF, I see more people, so I turn around. I'm going to the student union. As I get closer to the student union, I'm thinking to myself, this is really all worth it. I'm just doing this because other people told me to do it. It was the right path. Go to college, get a degree. Not only that, get an engineering degree. Because again, that's who makes the money. What's my future look like? Who am I gonna be? Is this really the right path? Do I belong here? So as I get closer to the student union door, I'm starting to hear a lot of sound in there. Jovial, confident sound. Tell myself, don't look back. What do? Look back in the direction of the cafeteria. Except this time I hear a voice on the other side of the door. And it says, young man, let me show you what you can become. So I open the door, and it says, oh, head on the other side. Looks like me, but I wasn't quite sure. Because he wasn't looking back. He was reaching back. So he reached back and pulled me into what I thought was a student union to show me what I could become decades later. As I followed this older gentleman into his corporation, he's sharp, confident, but he whispers to me and says, I feel the same feelings that you felt your first day on campus daily in my corporate life. But I found a way to harness and embrace those feelings and emotions to help me succeed and be what I was called to be, and impact in every single space that I am. Am I in the right place? Should I be called to lead an organization that is worth $15 to $16 billion? Am I really that expert that everybody says that I am? I just have a civil engineering degree. Why am I talking about case theory and quality and liquid cooling on infrastructure solutions? I'm supposed to be designing foundations. So as I'm walking into the building, I can't even get to the stairwell, and I'm approached by someone. Tejuan. And I look, and it's the chief legal officer of the business. And she says, Tejuan, I need you to review this case, this document, because we're about to have a petition to the Department of Commerce to help us be able to export and import our goods and services. And I was told that you would be a good person to review the documents before we go to the Department of Commerce. And so the young man says, well, Tejuan, I thought you were a civil engineer. Why is a chief legal officer asking you to review a petition? And I looked at him and I winked, kept going. Couldn't even get to the third floor of the building, and I ran into the senior vice president of HR. And he says, T, it's good to see you this morning, how you doing? I'm tired, I had a plan. I've already got something else that's thrown on my desk that I need to review today, and I haven't even gotten to my desk yet. How can I help you? And he says, look, we're developing a technical ladder program. We're developing opportunities to allow engineers to be able to build their confidence and build their technical skills while simultaneously bringing value to the business. I would love for you to review this curriculum as it relates to the technical ladder. Can you do this today by close of business? Sure, absolutely. Send it to me. I'll take a look at it. Finally, I think I'm getting to my desk. And the sales leader comes, Senior Vice President of Sales. He says, Tejuan, we've got a huge quality issue with one of our major clients in Europe, and they're threatening to walk away. Understand that you've got some connections in the development team, you've got some connections in the quality space, you know some leaders, you've been around, you've got connections in manufacturing. Would love for you to be on a call with the sales team, with the client rep, the client executive, and let's help, I need your help to talk to the customer off the edge here. We need to secure this deal. Let's put that story on the shelf just for a moment. Because what I want to talk to the students about is the difference between those two individuals and the similarities. Same person, dealing with the same struggles and emotions and feelings day in and day out. Whether it's 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, it's the same feelings and emotions that this individual is dealing with. I'm gonna walk you through the key ingredients to the recipe of success for this particular gentleman. The first ingredient is motivation. What is your motivation? What inspires you? What is your concrete canoe? The concrete canoe was my motivation and inspiration in college. See, as a civil engineer, we have what's called the Carolinas Conference. That's when the Dukes of the world, the Wake Forest, the NC States, the Virginia Techs, the UNCs, all those engineering students, they come, congregate one weekend in the fall semester to various campuses. This particular year, North Carolina A&T was hosting, and I for damn sure wasn't letting nobody from Duke, NC State, Virginia Tech come to my campus and beat me in any competition. Well, if you do research, the concrete canoe is a famous competition amongst the American Society of Civil Engineers. So yes, you have to design a concrete canoe, and you have to actually sink it, submerge it in water, and test it, that it rises up before you can actually go out there and race and compete. We failed, miserably. In the lab, we built them and molded 2 concrete canoes. Neither one of them raised back up. The third one didn't raise back up. But we had to go with it, we ran out of time. So we went to a lake out in Greensboro, and I happened to be one of the guys that was in the canoe, and we happened to be racing against Duke. Their canoe was pristine. I mean, it was slick, had that Duke blue color on it and everything, and ours was all lumpy, it just didn't look good. They submerged it, and it came back up. I don't know how, but it did come back up. And I was telling myself I wanted to stay down, but it came back up, so we qualified for the race. We made it back, the canoe didn't. What is your motivation? I told myself, no matter what, no matter where I am, no matter what's my walk of life, what path I go down, I'm not gonna let anybody from Duke, NC State, Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech, Stanford, MIT, I don't care what kind of MBA you got, what kind of doctorate degree you got, I'm gonna walk in that room and I'm gonna win and I'm gonna bring value in my own way with my civil engineering degree from North Carolina State University. That's my motivation. So that's the first ingredient to the recipe of success. What is your motivation? Second one, I want everybody to just pause for a second, and I got this clock looking at me, and just envision the clock. Just envision the clock. And I wish I had this recipe when I was in college, so y'all getting the tricks of the trade. When I got to IBM, one of the top executives there, I confided to him, I said, look, I can't do this. I want to win, I want to compete, but I can't do this. There's too many projects, there's too many deadlines, it's too much politics, there's too much noise. I can't focus on bringing value to the business, and I'm just not seemingly executing the way I expect myself to execute. And he says, Tejuan, what's the problem? He says, I still have enough time. And he pointed to a clock, it's a big, pristine clock. It looked out of place, so I know he's done this before. He pointed to the clock in his office, and he says, the one thing that's consistent is it's 24 hours in a day. The one thing that's not consistent is what people do with those 24 hours. That stuck with me. And so I told myself from that day on, I'm gonna maximize my time. And what I do on a day-to-day basis, I'm gonna make sure that it's bringing value to myself and value to the people in my ecosystem. And I'm gonna do it consistently. So the second ingredient to the recipe is being consistent in bringing value and being disciplined with your time. Thirdly, this is the third key ingredient. Now, the recipe's got 10 to 15, 20 different ingredients, because I'm a very complex individual, but I'm just giving you the first 3 to 5. The third one is branding. What is your brand? When you hear ba-da-ba-ba-ba, how's that make you feel? What's the first image that comes to mind? What kind of emotions do you feel when you hear that jingle? When you see the Nike swoosh, what does that make you think about? Oh, I gotta get the next pair of J's, right? When you see the Starbucks queen lady, how does that make you feel? What triggers is that brand? These brands that I'm talking about spend millions and millions and millions of dollars every quarter, every year, to trigger certain emotions in you. And they want it to be contagious. They want to make you need to be a part of that brand. So my question to you is, how much are you investing on a daily basis on your headshot? When I see your headshot, how will that make me feel? When I see your post on Insta or Facebook, how does that make your ecosystem feel? What emotional triggers or pulls is it positive? Is it negative? Do I want to collaborate with this person? So every day I'm thinking about that. What am I investing in my brand? So that when people see my name or they see my headshot, I need this guy. I want to win with this guy. What are you doing to invest in your brand? We heard networking earlier. How are you bringing influence? Are you pouring into your relationships? Are you reaching back? Are you winning? And most importantly, are you being yourself? So I'm gonna pull the story back down. At the end of that day, I didn't get anything done that I planned originally, but I did execute for the chief legal officer, the senior vice president for HR, and the senior vice president of sales. I took care of them. Next time they need somebody to come be a change agent, they're gonna come to me. So as I walk the young man back out towards the door, as we leave the student union, I don't leave with him. He exits. But he doesn't exit alone. See, while he was in the student union, he met 3 people, 3 other students, first day on campus. He met a young lady, political science major. She had aspirations of being a chief legal officer. Met a young man in business, studying people and culture. He desires to be a senior vice president of HR. And then another young lady, she's in the School of Business and Marketing. She wants to be a senior sales leader for a major corporation. As they left the student union, they walked out confident, together. They didn't look back, but they committed to reaching back. Thank you.